Tom, I want to talk about Apple's record quarter. Came in with a warning, though, from CEO Tim Cook about its operations in China and the impact of the coronavirus.
I'll talk about supply chain and customer demand some to give you some color. With respect to the supply chain, we do have some suppliers in the Wuhan area. All of these suppliers, there are alternate sources, and we're obviously working on mitigation plans to make up any expected production loss.
Joining us right now to dig into some of those numbers is James Wang. He's the analyst at ARK Invest. Good morning to you.
Andrew.
We got a big variation in terms of guidance, $4 billion worth, which Tim Cook made a point of. How do you assess that? If you're an investor, how do you even think about that?
Obviously, people are concerned about the Wuhan virus. I don't think people should try to make too many calls and be very smart around this. No one can really predict this. I've looked at the Nord tweets. This is about how viral it is. People basically, even experts disagree whether it's 1.5, 3.5. So we're not trying to focus, try to figure out what's going to happen this quarter. Some of the print that came out is actually really, really good. The services number underneath, if you look at it, Apple has close to 500 million paying subscribers now. That's an incredible figure.
You don't get a breakout of how those services are working exactly, but what is your assessment of how it's happened?
Yeah, they don't give like revenue segments, but they give kind of growth rates. So 500 million paying subscribers for Apple and third-party services is an incredible figure. People talk about Netflix and Spotify having high subscriber growth counts and being services businesses. Apple is larger than both of them combined.
But when you try to think through, and this is the part that we don't have the transparency on, which of the services are working, which of the services may not be working as well?
Apple Music is clearly working, but interestingly, they didn't give a new figure update that I could tell this quarter. Apple Pay is just gangbusters. Every quarter that they report that figure, it's 2x, and this quarter it's still doubled from a year ago.
And what's your sense in terms of wearables? We've talked in the last hour with an analyst who was suggesting, look, you can really ramp on some of these wearables, but then they sort of plateau or get to a place. So these new headphones, we may not be at that place, but when do they get there?
All hardware eventually plateaus, right? It's just a matter of penetration. I think people need to realize that Apple as a company knows how to innovate and keep growing even mature segments. Look at the Mac. That's a, 30, 40-year-old decade business, and Apple is still growing that business. The iPhone is nowhere near that mature. The AirPods are basically brand new. They're still on back order on Amazon, so plenty of runway for wearables.
Okay, James, thank you. What's your price target on the company right now?
Our price target, it gives about a 15% CAGR over 5 years. We're not really into it for the hardware business. We think that's pretty well understood. Our position is really around Apple Pay, and it could, the credit card was the most successful launch in history, so that could be very interesting for Apple.